welcome to another episode of Science Vision Art and Life. My name is Adewale Akwekwe Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be hater. Today is our 100th episode. Can't believe it, man, when I started this podcast. First episode called Training Day. I just want to have something to talk about art, and here I am. 100 episodes later, show's successful, it's growing, thanks to all of y'all that listen. So that's first and foremost. I want to thank y'all for listening, because obviously if somebody wasn't listening, I wouldn't keep going and just keep putting out episodes, because people are listening out there all over the world, in the States, in France, Germany, you name it, people are listening to it. So obviously the idea of having this podcast has worked. So I want to thank everybody for listening. But before we get into this podcast, let's thank our sponsors. This podcast, the Science Vision Podcast, is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. At A4 Capital Consulting, take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. A4CapitalConsulting.com for details. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadel Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadel Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadelCenter.com for details, y'all. And as I'm always talking about, orthotics for your feet, you know what I'm saying? I used to experience a lot of foot pain, but not anymore. Got these Anadel Foot on special custom orthotics. So AnadelCenter.com, and you can get yours today too. All right, y'all, let's get into our podcast, the 100th episode. Like I said, I want to thank y'all for listening. That's why this podcast has come so far. But today I'm about to focus on Karjakz Vs Assassins, the birth of this universe. This whole idea, man, watched all these different cartoons as a kid growing up. Avengers, X-Men, Gargoyles, Techno Man, Gundam Wing, Batman, the animated series, Mega Man, Ronin Warriors, Centurions from the 80s, Brave Star. I could keep going on and on. And then, one day epiphany hit me. Why not just take my skills and create my own characters? And so I just began this mission, going to different comic before I even talk about going to different comic expos, just the concept of having characters. And I'd only had one character the whole time. I've always had it since college. Cajun, right? I'd drawn him, but in different ways, but not in the way he looked animated. And I just said to myself, let me just begin this trial and see what I can do. And so Cajun is the first character I actually created. But the first character I actually drew, I've stated before in previous episodes, was Sincere. You know what I mean? And I just started from there. Sincere, Glocks, Rasputin, Cajun, Escalade, Diesel, Shepard, and then the Assassins, Sun Tzu, Artillery, Excursion, Kanji, Revo, Snipes, Yukon, and then Coyotes, of course. And when I finished all the drawings from the time that I started, which was probably around 2009, I didn't finish till 2012. And on this specific date, I'm going to show you all this poster, the first thing I ever printed in the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, October 19th, 2012. I went to FedEx with the little money I had left, which was like $65, and I spent it all on printing this big old poster, this 24 by 36 poster. So I'm going to pull it out and let y'all see it. You know what I mean? Because this is what got the journey going. I got to show it to y'all. Let me back up. If y'all can see it. I'm going to raise it up. You know what I mean? Y'all, let me scoot it up in the middle a little bit. Y'all see that? It's the old classic Karjakz Vs Assassins. That's the whole thing right there. It's so big I can't fit on the screen. But you see the date. You see the date right there, right? October 19th, 2012. That's when this dream really got cracking, man. I told myself, signed it, and I put on there, aspire and achieve. This is only the beginning of your dreams. You know what I mean? When you're achieving, striving towards something great like this, you have to not be afraid. So the things I'm going to focus on today are the beginning, which I'm already talking about, the characters in there, the comics that I've created, the animation, the art, the platforms that I want to be on, and then of course just being grateful for just this thing working out. So the beginning, like I said, I've already stated, it was just an idea of having my own characters, because you get bored drawing somebody else's stuff, and after a while you're like, okay, this is getting tacky. What can I do for myself? So I decided, you know what? Let me create my own characters. And it all started with this comic book right here, this bio book, classic, which matches the post I just showed y'all, the Karjakz Vs Assassins, you know what I'm saying, bio book. And I said to myself, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want it to look? And I just said, let me create this thing and make it the best that I can make it look. And so I just kept on drawing one character at a time. Let's look at the old school. This is the first official bio book. I've never done anything like this before. It was wild, man. just drawing it, just not even know what I was doing, but I was just like, I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? It's the first official. I'm gonna show y'all a few pages so y'all can see what was going on with the old school. You know what I mean? But that's what happened with that. And I said to myself, okay, I've got these characters. They need names. They need profiles. They need all this stuff. So I started working on it. And then I finished it in 2012. I showed y'all in 2012. And October 19th, 2012, I went to FedEx and printed the characters. So on the Karjakz side, right, let's bust out these posters so I can show y'all, you know, how the version 5 of them, right? So here I go with the characters. So you got different characters in the universe. Let me break them down to you. You got the Karjakz, who are the heroes, right? See all of them right there. And then you've got Cajun right here. Y'all can see him. You got Escalade. Got Escalade, Sincere. You know what I mean? You got Glock's Rasputin. And all these posters are available on SoundVision.com. You got Diesel. You got Shepard. You got the Assassins, of course, the villains, man. You know them. They don't play. You know what I mean? You got Lord Sun Tzu right there, leader of the Assassins right there. You know what I mean? You got Artillery, Excursion. Let's flip back because I know y'all. There you go, Excursion right there. You got Kanju, Revo. You know what I mean? Then you got Snipes, Yukon. You know what I mean? And then of course, let's show you all the Coyotes. Gotta show you all the Coyotes. Let's show the Coyotes real quick. There are the Coyotes right there. You know what I mean? So that's where it started, right? And I said, okay, I've got all these characters, 7 good guys, 7 heroes, 7 villains. All right, so now let's create a bio book, right? And that was the beginning of the universe. That's the characters. Then I said, okay, comic books, which brought us to the bio book right here, right? So I said to myself, okay, the only way I'm going to make this work is for me to, you know, take my time, give them profiles, just like be inspired by what I used to watch as a kid. So it was X-Men, Avengers, Batman the Animated Series again, Techno Man, Gundam Wing, Ronin Warriors, Exo Squad, Brave Star, Defenders of the Earth, Mega Man, even Black Panther, Blade, the animated series, Blade movies, you know what I mean? Because I was in college when Blade came out, you know. So Turtles, Teenage Heroes in the House, Shell, Turtle Power, that really was really instrumental in all this. And I just said, okay, let's create a bio book. I might not be able to create a comic book. Let's create a bio book, something people can read, character profiles. Because as a kid, growing up, I used to read all these X-Men comics. They would have these profile books, specials. It would have talk about Wolverine. Everybody in the X-Men universe, Wolverine, Storm, you name them, they was all in there. And I said, I'm gonna do the same thing with Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I'm gonna create a paperback, and I did. And this book has sold so many. You know what I mean? So I went through all the characters, created high profile, their weights, and all that kind of stuff like that. And I said to myself, okay, I got something here. Now this was the first version of it, right? Because this is version 1 of the Karjakz Vs Assassins. Then I said to myself, okay, how about I create another version of the Karjakz Vs Assassins? Because at the time when I first drew them, I was trying to learn how to use the tools I was using to draw them. That was another challenge right there, understanding how to create what I wanted to create. And I said to myself, okay, well, they look like this. Let's make them look like this now. You know what I mean? And I just said to myself, okay, the only way to make this work is to actually have them be look more detailed, look more in the time we're in. Because the way I drew it at first, if you look at the cover of this, and you look at the cover of this, they totally look different. Like you could tell the artwork, the tools that I used were completely different, which they were, because I was understanding how to use my various tools, be it in the went out by hand and also in the vector world. You know what I mean? And so for those who don't understand vectors, the different tools that we have in the drawing platforms in Adobe, which is probably, you have Photoshop, you have Illustrator, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, I got to learn how to use this thing. And drawing in RGB and CMYK, so I said, let's evolve ourselves to this. So that's how I got to this, right? This is version 3, I would say 2, 3, and maybe even 4, right? Because the characters, each one of them went through different changes, whether it was subtle or was whole changes, but the characters went through subtle changes for me to get to this right here, right? And so I say, you know, let's look at the inside of the difference, right? if you look at the difference between version 1 and version 5, yeah, it's night and day. You can definitely tell the difference. You see what I'm saying? So version 1 right here, version 3, 4, right? 2, 3, 4 right here. You know what I mean? The detail of the work. You know what I mean? If you flip to the Assassins page, because I want to be able to show you all the heroes. Same thing. Look at that, man. That's straight up classic. You know what I mean? That's just classic for real classic. You can tell the modifications that were made. So, and here I am, 3, 4, 5. Then I said, okay, all right, now that we've got version 5, we're ready to start going to comic expos. Let's see what we can do. It wasn't exactly easy, let me tell y'all. I bummed my first comic expo. It was bad. Like, I didn't sell anything. I just sat there for 2 days of selling nothing. But that was the problem. I went there with the intent to sell. I should have went there with the intent to meet people, create fans for this universe I had created. Instead, I was more worried about somebody buying my poster. No. And then I said, okay. And then also, too, my table setup was sorry. God, it was bad, man. It didn't have this banner that I have behind me now. It just was not inviting. That's the honest truth. And me, I'm the type of person that whenever I fail, I don't blame anybody. I blame myself. So instead of blaming people for not buying stuff from me, I looked at myself and said, why didn't I have a better setup? Why wasn't my table made to look inviting? So I changed that. The little money I had saved, I took it and I put it towards this, man. And then the next few art shows after that, it was on. And of course, WonderCon 2015 is when the whole thing just turned to fire. I mean, I was just selling left and right. I had lines. I mean, my family they couldn't believe what they were seeing. I said, yeah, this is what I do. And so that's when that confidence even grew some more. Then I said, okay, let's upgrade these characters. Let's make them look like this, right? Which is what you're seeing behind me right here on the banners. As you can see, the version 5 of the characters, the Karjakz right here. You got Cajun, Shepherd, Sincere, Glocks, Diesel, Rasputin, Escalade. Then, of course, on this side, you got Sun Tzu, Excursion, Kanji, Yukon, Snipes, Weevil, Artillery. You know what I mean? And so here I am. This is what they look like now. It's like, oh, yeah, we got something brewing now. Now we doing something. You know what I mean? And so that's what I had to tell myself. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, we got these comics. Let's get this comic book. And when I got to this version of the comic books, it really got to selling. I mean, I would take these to the shows and I would sell out. I would not take one home. I might go there with 100 and come back with nothing. That's what I was doing. And that's when I knew these characters were on and popping. And then when we hit around 2017 is when people started paying attention to these guys. When I got to this version 5, that's when they said, oh yeah, people really started looking at them. They weren't skipping them anymore because I always had them in the center book at my art expos, trying to introduce them to the world, trying to do something. And the whole time while I was in school, I decided to create an animation intro, which is going to lead to our next part of this. So once I got this Bible book, I said, okay, you know what? Let's keep with the version 5. Let's give them comic expos. Then Epiphany hit me. I need to do my own actual first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, which I'm working on right now, which is pretty much almost done. It's going through a correction phase. Y'all ain't never seen nothing like this before. It's a game changer. As I stated before, I was inspired, whether it was Stanley with Marvel or George Lucas with the Star Wars universe, those two in particular. Because by them having their own universe, I said, you know what? I can create my own universe that people can gravitate towards, that people can love. And it just really, really pushed me, man. It really made me to take my talent and see if I could push it to the next level, which is exactly what I did. I'm a billion times the artist that I was when I first started. The skill the talent itself has just grown and turned into a craft, which is now just a love, a passion that I just want to get better and better every single day. So then it led to animation. I created the animation series, right? The animation intro. And I said to myself, this is what I would want it to look like. So y'all, the first official animation intro, I'm gonna play it for y'all. Hold on a quick sec. Y'all give me a quick sec. Let me do something real quick. Shoot. Now look at this right here. You know what I mean? So we got this going. got this brewing. I said to myself, let's create these characters. Let's see here. So we got the animation. You know what? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna change the setting so y'all can see. I gotta create a movie setting right here. Yeah, it ain't what I thought it was gonna do for y'all. So you know what? Let's just watch it, y'all. Because I'm over here delaying this awesomeness. You know what I mean? You know, I did that. I did that in class. And my teacher was looking at me like, what are you creating? I said, I'm creating a cartoon intro. What do you think I'm creating? And that's when I realized I can do some amazing things with these characters. And I did that. Yeah, I got an A on the project. I know y'all wondering what kind of grade did I get. Yeah, I got an A. I spent the whole semester creating that intro, man. That's when I really developed a serious passion for animation. And then I started watching all the cartoons I used to watch as a kid. X-Men, Avengers, Batman the Animated Series, Ronin Warriors, Techno Man, Voltron, Mega Man, um, just Ronin Warriors, I said before, Gundam Wing. I just started watching. Till today, I still watch these cartoons. I said, this is how I want my cartoons to look like. Specifically, the style of Gundam Wing and Techno Man. You know what I mean? Even Spider-Man, the animated series from the 1990s, that cartoon was off the chain. Anything that had a lot of detail with the animation sequence is what I wanted. X-Men. And I said, creating that cartoon intro, I remember watching X-Men, the animated series, repeatedly over and over and over to give me ideas to create the animation intro. And I got it, man. And till today, on my TikTok page, on my YouTube channel, they just get views, man. Because when you have a great idea, everybody don't have to like it, but when you gravitate enough people to like it, it's gonna spread itself. And even the haters ain't gotta tell you they like it, but they know the fact that they have to go watch it means they like it. You know what I mean? So, and that's where I found myself, right? And then I said I gotta create more art, right? Diversify myself into apparel and footwear. You know what I'm saying? And I said, okay, what else do I want to do with this stuff? T-shirts, for example. This is the first Karjakz Vs Assassins new style of T-shirt I started making because I went through phases of T-shirts. Then I got to this one. This is a classic Karjakz Vs Assassins T-shirt, as y'all can see. I'm gonna let y'all see it. There you go. You know what I mean? And I said to myself, okay, I gotta make stuff like this. This is gonna be a signature style of apparel. I don't want to just make anything, right? Just like my art, I want my apparel to stand out, right? So I started making T-shirts. So this is the first official classic Karjakz Vs Assassins T-shirt. I mean, and then I said, okay, well, I don't want to just be stuck on T-shirts. Let's do other stuff. So I started making more type of T-shirts, upgraded. Now this is our newest version of our T-shirts we make now. This is the sickest material out there. It's available on our website, soundvision.com. I'm gonna let y'all from 360 this bad boy so y'all can see it. You know what I mean? And I said I'm gonna go into apparel, right? And I did. And I went into making shoot. I just kept on going. I said, what else do I like? Anything I loved wearing, I made my own. So bomber jackets, classic, platinum bomber jacket right here. But it's also available the basic, right? And check it out. The classic Karjakz Vs Assassins in the front. And then version 5 on the back. As you can see, it's got that glisten shine to it. It changes light texture. Yeah, this jacket's off the chain. It's literally walking technology. That's what this jacket is. And then, you know, it gets cold. I said, you know what? How about I make some sweaters? People love sweaters. So I put Karjakz Vs Assassins more stuff on it. I just kept on going. I was like, yo, there's so much for me to do. You know what I mean? And then, of course, people love their hoodies. But the thing about my hoodies is you ain't never seen like this, anything like this before. It's literally a walking mural. You know, I got art on the hoodie itself, literally. Then I got art on the inside of the hoodie. You're not ever going to see anything like this. And I just kept on going. And I said to myself, okay. And of course, y'all, I got to show it to y'all. Y'all see the classic in the front? You know what I mean? You see the sleeves. You see that? And then, of course, the classic, the version 5 on the back. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing over here. And so I just kept on going. Then I said to myself, okay, how about what other stuff do you want to do? I want to do footwear, shoes, right? You remember I talked about shoes. So I said, you know what? How about I work on the first shoe line? And I gave my clothing line a name, Asho. Then I also gave my footwear line, Batas. These are the first ever made Batas. First ever. They are the first ever made. Ever, ever, ever. I don't wear them no more. They're chilling out now in the museum, but these are the first ones I ever made. You know what I mean? I had the classic Karjakz Vs Assassins on one side and the Karjakz Vs Assassins version 5 on the other side. And of course, you see the art on the reverse side right there. You can see it on either side. And I just kept on going. Creation really is what I came to realize that is what I was doing. I was creating things and platforms. These are the first Batas one. I was so blown away by this. I mean, I had people wanting some. Then, of course, you get the haters, but you can't worry about no haters. Because you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing something right. So I had Batas one, right? These are the first Batas one. Then I said, you know what? Let's upgrade the shoe. Went on to the next deal. The Batas 2s. These are the first ever Batas 2s right here. And when I made these, people lost their mind. Oh my God. My shoes were so cool. One of my younger brothers bought the first, this was the first one ever made. Then he bought the second one ever made. He's like, yeah, I'm getting the second one ever made. And the thing about my shoes is with these shoes, I can customize them, put whatever characters I want. So, you know, of course, what I did was I put all my characters. So this is my character, Cajun, on this side. This is the other one, Rasputin, based on my brother. This is Glock, is based on my other brother. And then, of course, Escalade, based on my sister. So it's like me having all 4 of us on the shoes. And these are the first ever Batas 2s ever made. And I said, you know what? All right, let's make some upgrades, right? So then I said, look, how about we create platinum versions for people, right? And so I did. I created the first Batas 2 platinums. And these are different because they're totally made, still quality as always, but a higher grade, right? Next level. You always gotta have the next level in your deal, in your platform, whatever you create for people in my art, you know. And look at this. It's so sick. It's a sick pair of shoes, man. I just said, you know what? Let's do some high tops. Okay, so these are the first ever Batas 2 high tops. So I created them. You know, yo, I'm keeping this 100. Look at this. All right, check that out. And then the classic, and then the version 5 on this side, and it's just muraled with art. That's what I do with my shoes. They're walking murals. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to do. Look at that, man. Check that out, yo. Man, first Batas 2s. And then I wasn't done. I said, let's go with the platinums. So these are the first official Batas 2 platinums. Yeah, Batas 2 platinums. And you know what I'm saying? I put my character, Cajun, on there. Then I put the leader of the assassins on the other side, Sun Tzu, right? And then on the inside, I got Sphinx and I got Seth. You know what I'm saying? Both they tigers. I mean, these shoes off the chain, people would be at the mall like, dang, bro, what you got on? I said, man, I got these Batas on. That's what I got on. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I wasn't done. I love working out. So guess what I did? I decided to create some fitness shoes for exercising, for running, for sports. You know what I mean? You might even maybe play basketball in these jokers. But these are so sick. The sport ones. They are the first ever they are the first ever sport ones. And you know where I have to go on there. Karjakz Vs Assassins. So on this side is the classic. And on this side is the version 5. You know what I mean? And then on the inside, check that out. The art, man, is just littered with art. And people were just like, whoa, these shoes are fire. I mean, these have been out only 1 week. It's not even been 2 weeks yet. I've already sold plenty. You know what I mean? Slowly by slowly, you're going to know my name, y'all. You look at them, sport ones, right? These are great, and they feel so great on your feet when you're running. You know what I mean? And when you're working out, you definitely don't feel them, because one of the problems I have with a lot of shoes that I've bought in my past is they never gave my feet enough support. This thing gives you support and then some. You feel like you're walking on air when you're in them. They're super comfortable. You could tell they made a quality. So, you know, a lot of people are loving this. You can, if you follow on us on TikTok, thing has got ridiculous amount of views, and our YouTube channels. You know what I mean? So the Battle Sport ones, and I just kept on going and going and going and going. And then I just said, what else do I want to do, right, in the future, right? Which leads to the next section of this segment. Platforms. You've got video games, movies, animated movies, arcade games. There's just so many places I can take this universe to, and I'm going to. You know what I mean? Even simple things like travel neck pillows, first ever travel neck pillow made. You know what I mean? Version 5 on this side right here. You know what I mean? You got beanies. You know what I mean? I mean, so many platforms. You know, you got the first ever beanies, right? So the difference between this beanie on my right hand and this left one on my left hand is this the new style of beanies we got right here. Lighter, just as strong, and feels just as good. It's not as heavy as your bulk. This is the bulky style, right? And it's kind of cool, but it's at the same time outdated. So we have to modify, and we're always modifying the on this vision. So you know what I'm saying? Karjakz Vs Assassins classic beanie right here. But this is the first ever beanie ever made. I mean, as you can see, I have version 5 on this side. Excuse me. I'm letting y'all see it, right? Then I flipped it. You got version 1, the Karjakz Vs Assassins. Always classic, man. You always got to do the classic. Then, of course, you got the bucket hat. I mean, check this out. The bucket hat. These are the platforms that I'm talking about. It's just endless, man. Just where I can take this stuff. Not just books, not just comics, not just movies, not just animation series. Just different things that I love to do. And this all stems from my passion of what I love to do. Look at that reversible bucket hats. And it also comes with a face shield too, if y'all are wondering. You know what I mean? And then of course, things like towels. Yeah, this is the first ever Karjakz Vs Assassins towel ever made. Yeah, this thing is humongous, y'all. I'm not even gonna try to unfold it, but check that out. You know what I mean? Look at it, it even covers my face. It's a towel, y'all. We're making towels, cashmere, quality stuff. I don't mess around. I love quality. I don't like to buy things twice. That's really why I pursue quality. I'd rather buy it once and know it's the best. Then, of course, glasses cases. Check that out, man. You know what I mean? Look at that. Open it up. Got the glasses. Glass wiper. Look at this. How many glasses cases you know? Look, I'm going to let y'all see so y'all can see. It's got art on both sides. Check that out. And you flip it. How many glasses cases you see with a matching cloth? Look at that. Right? That's freaking sick. These are the platforms that I'm talking about. This is the universe, the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. This is what all this creating these characters has led to. Then I wipe my glasses, as y'all can see. I'm cleaning them. I put them on. You know what I mean? Look at that, man. My glasses are clean. You know, these are the platforms that I'm talking about. And this is what happens when you believe in yourself and you just trust something that you want to do and you go for your dream. We've even got cell phone cases now. Check that out. Cell phone cases. Whether it's you got an iPhone or you got a Samsung Galaxy, we got the phone cases for you. You know what I mean? And any character I've drawn, from the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe to all the other characters I've drawn to, Black Panther, Iron Man, Blade, Wonder Woman, War Machine, Turtles, you name it, Mega Man, you know what I'm saying? And our phone cases are so cool. I'm going to give y'all a 360 tour of that Joker. You know what I mean? Look at that, man. Art all over the place. Then, of course, random stuff like wallets. Yeah, wallets. Premium Napa leather, 100%. These wallets are so cool. And you can get them with, if you want a coin slot or no coin slot. You know what I mean? So these are the platforms that I decided to create, man. And that's really the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe, everything I can do that I want to do as a kid. It's like I made a contract with myself when I was 11 years old. Come up with a way to do art that makes you joyous, right? You know what I'm saying? And when you aspire towards something or you create a universe like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby did with Marvel, or George Lucas did with Star Wars, or you know what I'm saying? Or Dwayne McDuffie on DC. I think he created Static Shock. I mean, people like that inspire me to want to do my own thing, man. Or Bosky, even though he wasn't in animation, but Bosky indirectly created a universe of art. That's what inspired Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. I wanted to create something that looked like me because I wasn't getting represented. So I said, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to do something about it. And here I am, 2017, 2018, 2019, when I was still going to the comic expos, my characters took #1. Now I'm going back to the comic expos again, and we have our first art show this year in 2022, Los Angeles Comic-Con. I am so excited. It's been a long time. I mean, the pandemic has really taken away my ability to go to art shows because I was scared of the COVID, which I should be, but I feel comfortable. I'm vaccinated. I booster shots, all that stuff. I'm ready to go, man. You know what I mean? Ready to be around people again and talk about art, man. And most of all, the last thing I'm talking about is gratitude. Just being grateful to that the universe gave me the ability to put it in my head and then let me execute it. Because a lot of people don't follow through on what they do. And the most important thing when you create, after you create, is to follow through and finish. There's the creation, there's the process, there's the follow through, and then you finish. You've got to create, you've got the process, you've got to follow through, and you've got to finish. I'm still going because I'm not even nowhere close to where I want to be. But now we have the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book is going to be ready soon. It's almost at its ending stage, y'all. It is beyond belief great. Like, I am blown away every time I look at him like, I created this? Yeah, I did. But that's what happens when you believe in yourself, right? Because you don't need the world to believe in you. You need to believe in you. And if you want something to be created, only you can create it, right? You know what I'm saying? There's an old line that Nelson Mandela had. He says, you have to create a universe that you want to manifest, that you want to exist. Nobody's going to do that for you. It is your duty to do it. You know what I mean? And I looked at myself and said, you know what? I've got this talent. Do something with this talent. Don't just use it to grow other companies. Use it to grow yourself. You know what I mean? So instead of going to look for a job at Marvel or DC, which I will never do, I'll work with them, but never for them. It ain't happening. Create your own company, Sundacy Vision, which is an official licensed trademarked company. Karjakz Vs Assassins, licensed and trademarked. Asha, Bata's logo, my brand is trademarked. You know, these are the things I have to learn, right? Because of these characters, these Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. These characters that you're seeing me right here, this top row right here. Those are my characters right there. You know what I'm saying? These are my characters right here. Me just believing in myself, having the fortitude to say, you know what? I can do this. And so for anybody else out there that you're doing this, I'm at 100 episodes. When I started this podcast, I didn't know how long, how many episodes I was going to do. Was anybody going to be listening? But sure enough, we have a ridiculous amount of downloads. And that what even shocked me even more was I'm international. I'm not just in the US, I'm international, all over the world. The people are actually listening. They love to hear me talk about art, animation, comics, all this, and this Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. That's really why I started this podcast, to promote it. Now my characters are well known. They love my characters. I even have people that email me that are regular fans of comic expos that say to me, when are you going to start going to comic expos again? What have you got? How far have you taken the Karjakz Vs Assassins universe? Have you finished that comic book? And I'm always replying, that book is about to be done. They're like, what? Yeah, it's on and popping. And guess what? They always also too. I got my money ready, you know? And that's what you want from the universe, man. To put out work, put out positive energy, put out effort, and go after yours. Don't be afraid to fail. You know what I'm saying? Failures are just steps that you need to climb. And there's a line that I always read every Monday to Magnaski, is to know thyself. I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm Yoruba, right? I'm Nigerian. Or who call me my name. That's what that means. Represent my name. You know what I'm saying? Because my name is not just my name, but a name that came from my great-great-grandfather, who was a warrior king. You know what I mean? He didn't take no mess, and I don't either. You know what I mean? That's just all I'm going to tell y'all. So you know my name in English. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to put his foot in, you know what's, in some people's, you know what, to keep our last name. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of the name, Sundacy Vision. Adewale Booker Jr., that's me. You know, it's just being an artist, man. It's your right, and it should be a passion and a self-made mission to say, I'm going to create something for myself that's going to outlast my existence. That's really what Karjakz Vs Assassins is going to outlast me by a billion years. You know what I mean? In the year 3099, they're going to be talking about it when I'm not around, and they're going to be like, this guy, Adewale Booker Jr., created Karjakz Vs Assassins in his little tiny apartment in Long Beach where he didn't have heat, didn't have AC, didn't have none of that, man. And through just sheer will, you know what I'm saying? So that's really, your name is really all you have in immortality. So be an artist, create something, your universe, my universe. Karjakz Vs Assassins is my universe. I created it, every single character. And these ain't all the characters, y'all. I got more characters down the pipeline that y'all ain't even seen yet. You know what I mean? This universe is so massive. And as I stated before, I was inspired by George Lucas and Stan Lee and Jack Kirby specifically. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be specific. Dwayne McDuffie from DC, the characters that he created. I was just wanting to create a universe that really, Bosky, with his artistic skills, his vision, I just wanted to create a universe that really just benefited, was going to give me what I wanted, which was for me to see something that looked like me. And I made it happen, you know? You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you for listening to this show. This is the 100th episode, me just talking about the whole Karjakz Vs Assassins universe. Just being grateful, man. So y'all continue to listen, continue to watch me grow and take this universe to the greatest that it can create, man. So Y'all, I want to thank y'all for this. So before we get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Let's thank our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by A4 Capital Consulting. Growing good business anywhere and everywhere. Let A4 Capital Consulting take your business to the next level. That's A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. A4CapitalConsulting.com for details, y'all. And this podcast is also brought to you by Anadil for the Naco. Don't live with foot pain. At Anadil for the Naco, make your feet happy again. That's AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadilCenter.com for details, y'all. So, y'all, I just want to thank y'all for listening. You know what I'm saying? I love my podcast. I enjoy it. You know, I decide the content. I decide how it goes, how long it's going to be. I talk about what I want to talk about. There's no corporate BS. There's no other director or producer. I am the producer. I am the director. I am the writer. I decide what goes on this podcast. So, y'all, I want to thank you for listening. Keep listening because there's more even great episodes to come. This 100th episode is special to have gotten this far. Because I know a lot of people that started their podcast when I did, and they have run down the hill. They have quit. And so, as I always say, winners don't quit, and quitters don't win. So they quit. That's on them. Me, I'm gonna keep going. I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep going after your dream and not to give up. So, y'all, I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Agboke Jr. Please check out our website at soundvision.com. And please subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon, Deezer, Spotify, Apple, Podcast Index, you know what I'm saying, Amazon Music. So, you know what I'm saying, check it out. Listen to it, man, because it's a great show. And please check out our social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all at Sans Vision. And y'all, please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as I always say, y'all, the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book is coming. You know what I'm saying? This is all these bio books right here available on soundvision.com. This is the version you're going to get. But if you wanted the version 1, which is this one, you can always email us and say, hey, I ordered the Vive, but I actually wanted the 1. So, you know what I'm saying? But this is going to lead to the first official Karjakz Vs Assassins comic book, which is coming soon. It is serious business. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing at Sound Vision. So please review us. Don't forget to, as I stated before, please review us, rate us, give us that 5-star. Don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. Believe in yourself. Grow your dreams. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.